Everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I'm going to be working on these little ghosts. I've seen these all over the place, people making these, and I figure I'm going to give it a shot. Never made them before, so I actually tried one the other day just to see if, it was as easy as everybody's saying they were, and they're not bad. When it's all said and done, you're going to end up with these cute little ghosts. They're very easy to make. It just takes a little bit of patience for drying time because you have to really let these sit for at least 24 hours before they harden up nicely. But look how darn cute. So I figured I'm going to make this little ghost family here, and I actually want to make these guys light up when we're all done with them. Now you can use anything to make these. As far as the form for the inside of this ghost, all you need is a balloon. I picked up a pack of these balloons at Dollar Tree the other day. It really doesn't matter what color or anything because they're going to come out when it's all dry. So you can use a red balloon, anything you want to, because once it's done, it's going to be gone. So just use anything you want. This little guy I made here, I used this little candle holder, and I wrapped a pipe cleaner. I'll show you how I did that because I'm going to do another one to hold another pumpkin. Wrapped this little pipe cleaner around here, taped it so it stayed in place, and then I just put, well, not this one, but I put a balloon on top of this. And that's all I used for my form. Now for my other two, the one I'm going to use is a toilet paper holder. And this one here, I'm just going to use this glass jar to make a bigger one. So we have these different sized little ghost people. I just thought this would be something fun to do. You're going to need some cheesecloth. I actually ordered this from Walmart. It's 3 square yards. I don't remember. I think it was like $8 maybe. But you could probably get this anywhere else. I just ordered it because I didn't have any and I didn't see any when I was out and about. So I just ordered it on Walmart.com. But you get 3 square yards, which you could make like 3 or 4 of these ghosts out of. And there's no precise measuring. It all depends on what you're using to make your ghost. So let's take this little toilet paper roll. I'm going to take some of these little glue dots that they have at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put these just on the edge of this to hold the balloon into place. So we're just going to put a couple of those on there. Come on, let go. And yeah, I figured that'll be easy. Or you could try taping them on if you don't have any glue dots, but this is just a simple thing to do. I love these little, I think these are the balloon glue dots too, actually. And they're just little dots of glue on here. And I just stick them on the edge of whatever you're using, just so your balloon has something to hold on to. Let go. Alright, so we have that, so then we're just going to take our balloon, we're just going to stick that down in there so it's not going to fall off on us. And then you're going to take your cheesecloth. You know what, let me put the glue dots on here quick so we can just keep going with this one. I might not do both of these because they're all made exactly the same way. This is just a jar that I had the jam in or something. I think it was strawberry jam, actually. Put a few glue dots on there. There we go. Just to keep our balloon where we want it. And you just blow the balloon up. It doesn't really matter whatever size you want to make it. I just blew it up, a little bit bigger for each one that was a little different sizes. Now, you're going to want to have something flat to set this on and take a piece of like parchment paper or wax paper will work fine too, and just lay that down because the glue won't stick to this, which is great. And then you're going to take your cheesecloth, and there's really no measurement because it depends on what you're using. So you just take it and just make sure that it's going to like drape down here a little bit. And then this guy, I actually just trimmed it off the way I wanted it when it was all done. But I'll show you that later. Now, this is actually 2 pieces here. It's doubled. Well, it's actually 1 piece. These open up really wide. But I want it doubled. So this one fits pretty good. Just doubling it like this. I hate that crease that's in it, but that's alright. We'll work around that. And then that's just going to drape down like so. But first we're going to put this pipe cleaner in here because I want to have the little arms so it can hold a pumpkin. So we're just gonna, let's see, get that kind of even here. We'll just tape that in the back here on our toilet paper roll so it stays in place. Now none of this stuff is going to get stuck to the cheesecloth or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. It's going to drape out, and then oops, get back on there. I just gave it a little twist once I got it in the front, like so. And then you're just gonna, that one's way longer than that one, isn't it? That's okay, because we're gonna fold it. And we're gonna have these just to stick out to hold that cheesecloth like so, you know, give it that nice crease, and then we can stick our pumpkin in it. So that might be a little too big. No, maybe not. We're just gonna leave it for now. But that's all you gotta do for that to make your arms, if you want it. And otherwise you just have them draped down if you're not going to have them holding. But I just thought it was cute to hold a pumpkin. So that's how you make the little arms. Now you're going to need a container. I just have one of these, what are these? McCormick's plastic bowls here. And you're going to need some glue. I'm using Elmer's school glue. You can use Mod Podge. You can use, you know, Dollar Tree glue, whatever glue you happen to have. I just happen to have these. So let me see if I got enough in this one. I think I may. But we're just gonna open this up, dump in our glue, and then we're gonna add a little bit of water to this to thin it out, because you don't need it to be real thick. And you don't need a lot, because we're gonna dip this stuff in here, and then we're gonna squeeze it out. So let me set that there and let it run out. I grab my popsicle stick here to stir it up. That's good enough for at least for one anyway. It's probably going to be enough for two. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Now for the bigger one here, what I did, I took 2 pieces of the cheesecloth because this one's much taller and bigger. So I actually had to use 2 pieces because I want to double it just to make it a little thicker, you know, because otherwise just, I didn't cut this one quite right. This is like too thin. So when you double it, it looks perfect. All right, so this is my, make sure I got the right one now. I'm mixing these all up. All right. So we're going to take a little bit of this. I have a 1/4 cup of water here. I don't think I'm going to be using that much. I don't really measure it. Now it's maybe more like 1/8 of a cup of water for a 1/2 a bottle of glue. And just mix this all up. Because if you don't, it's really difficult to work with when it's so thick. So we're just going to give this a good stir here. That off here, and then we are just going to take our cheesecloth here. I'm going to try to straighten this out a little bit because my last one that I did, I kind of bunched it all up and put it in there. Had a heck of a time getting it apart. So let's just try to fold this over a couple times like that, and then we're just going to stick this down in this glue. Oh, you're going to get messy here, but it washes off. So don't you worry. Stick that down in the glue, and then you're going to give it a good squeeze to get most of that glue out of there. Just like so. That's what I mean. It's kind of hard to get this all apart once you get all this glue in here. But that is that. All right, let me set that there and get some of this off my hands. Yeah, I might have enough in there to do the other one. Like I said, most of it you end up squeezing out. All right, now to get this baby back apart. Because I had it doubled, it makes it a little bit more difficult. All right. Let's get this unfolded here. Easier said than done. There we go, we're getting there. All right. Now, do I have this the way I wanted it? I don't know. All right, let's try it. Let's give it a shot here. Get this guy to stand back up. I don't feel, yes it is, okay. And then you just gotta kind of pull the ends out, like so. And then I'm going to kind of tuck these in the arms a little bit so it has just enough room for that pumpkin to sit. And you just want to mess around with it once you get it all entangled, which is kind of a pain. And like I said, we're going to trim the ends. We'll make them nice and even after it dries. It's much easier to do. You know, you just kind of want it to drape down. Different little pleats here and there. Get back in there. That in there. These are going to be so cute. These are fun. These are really, really fun. But that's it. That's all you have to do to make these little guys. Oops, don't fall down on me. It's better with a jar or a candle holder or something because it's... But if you only have like a paper towel holder, it works. But it wants to fall over on you. That's all bunched up. Like I said, you just gotta mess around with this stuff. That's why I said I'm gonna show you how to make one of these because, like I said, they're all made exactly the same. We're gonna let these dry for 24 hours, so they're nice and solid here. Still messing around with it. I want this to drape out like that when it's done. Alright, I think I got my cheesecloth straightened out now. Nope, there's still a bunch back here. Alright. But that is that. That is how we're going to make this little guy. So now I'm going to just put this up. We're going to let them dry. I'm going to glue that one, drape that one over that balloon. No arms on that one, so it's just going to drape down easy. And once these dry, I'm going to come back here, which will be tomorrow, but it'll be like 2 seconds for you guys, which is pretty good. And see, there's still more of this. You just got to keep messing with it. There we go. These are going to be so cute. Alright, so we're going to let this guy dry, and when it's all, these two are dry, we will come back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, it's been about 24 hours. That was quick for you guys, though. But I already took this one off. I'll show you how I pop the balloon and everything, get out of here. But this is the one I had the pipe cleaners in to hold its little pumpkin, just like the other one I did. Now, what you're going to want to do is pop your balloon. Come on out of there. Doesn't want to let go. Doesn't want to let the air out. There we go. You could, if it bends, you can just pop these right back in shape. But anyway, there is your ghost. What did it seal back up? Oh, that's funny. There it goes. Alright, let me get rid of this balloon here. I'm going to save that jar because I have an idea for these jars I want to do too. So many ideas, so little time. Alright, and now around the bottom, you know, you end up with a few of these little clumps here and there. I just trim those off. Just trim it around how, you know, make it just look a little bit neater. And this one had a crease or a seam in the fabric back here, so I want that in the back. So this will be the front. And I can trim that up a little better if I want, but I think that looks good. Now all I did was I took some black felt. This I got from Dollar Tree. I wish I would have had some stiffer felt. This is really kind of stretchy, so it was kind of a pain to cut, but not too bad. So we're going to work with what we have is what I'm trying to do here. But all I did was I doubled it, I folded it in half, and then just cut out a little oval, whatever size little eyes you want to put on this guy. I made bigger ones, of course, for the big one here. But I got two here that I cut out that I like, because I could be trimming that forever. But we're just going to add our eyes on here. And I find it kind of easier just to put it on the back of the felt. Come on, glue gun. And right about there. So one of her eyes here. I'm calling it a her because I figured this is Mama and her two little ghosts out for a trick-or-treat. That's that's my third. Why is this glue not wanting to come out? I wonder if my plug got knocked out. All right, and I'll put this right here. And there we go. There is our... And that's all I do for the face. I mean, you can add a mouth if you want to them, but I kind of just like it with the eyes. So, you know, it's totally up to you guys, whatever you want to do. And here's our other little one here. Actually, I'm going to put the pumpkin on first. These pumpkins, these are just those little ones from Dollar Tree. They're on a wire. I just twist the wire out of them and just use them that way. And I put a lot of glue just on the back of the pumpkin. It seems like these little arms don't want to quite stay, but there we go. So that's the one that had the pipe cleaners in it there. That makes it look like English. There we go. Makes it look like she's holding this little pumpkin. And then we're just going to do the same thing with the eyes here. This is another super easy DIY project. It's a little messy getting the stuff on there, but I mean, that's it. You just put it on there, let it dry overnight, and then you have these adorable little pumpkins. Ghosts holding pumpkins. It's getting a little ahead of myself there. All right, let's get this last eyeball on here. And there you go. And those are our 3 pumpkins. Now what I want to do is, I am going to hot glue these all together. We're going to glue them. That's why I left the parchment paper there. I'm just kind of going to set it up the way I think I want them to look, kind of like this. So we're going to hot glue these together. And I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes to make sure it cools and holds really good. But you want to leave your parchment paper there so nothing will stick. Where are my finger protector? There we go. So push that down. Just want to make sure that stick goes because it sticks. I can't talk today. What is going on? I want it to stick good because we're going to run those lights under all 3 of these. So yeah, you want to let this cool good because it's kind of going to unshape the bottom of your pump. Or why do I keep calling these pumpkins ghosts? So you want to let that cool nicely. All right, so we got that little girl there, or little boy ghost, and then we'll put this one like right here. I'm telling you guys, this is so easy, and it's just, they're just fun. So I'll put a bunch of hot glue on here and stick her right down there. Right? Is that where I wanted you? I think that looks good. And maybe this way, just a little bit more. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm not gonna move you again, so I don't want to mess you up. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes, and then the only thing we have left to do now is to come back and get our lights up in here and see how these look. I think it's gonna look so damn cute. What do you guys think? All right, so let me let that cool a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, so these lights I get from Amazon. These have 20 little fairy lights on them, and I love these little tiny backpacks. They'll just sit in the back of this ghost back here. I might glue it onto the back of it. I don't know. Or just let it sit there. I don't know. But anyway, I figured I would put, since there's 20 lights on here, I'm going to put 5 lights in each one of these little ghosts, and then I'll put 10 back there in the bigger ones. So now all we got to do is just flip them upside down here like so, and start putting in our lights. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights there. So I want all those lights to go up in here. So I'm kind of just going to, he's kind of short. So we're just going to roll them around there. That one's number 5. And then we're just going to bend this over here and pinch. You can really shape these lights a lot too. And we might have to rearrange them a little bit after we get them all in. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more lights. Let's see what I mean. It's not going to stay. But we'll hook them in here if we have to. I mean, you could use double-sided tape on this or whatever. So here's our next one. We're just kind of going to roll these up in here. No particular way to do it. 1, 2, 4, 5. All right. And then we're just going to loop over to this one here. Yeah, definitely going to have to tape this. It's not staying. I thought maybe I could just bend it and it would stay. But it don't want to. But we're just going to get a piece of tape out here and see what we can do. Let's see. Maybe I can just use regular tape. Just for now. Just to see. Because like I said, I may rearrange these, so I'm not going to do anything too permanent. But that should work. I mean, this stuff, it's a little sticky, you know, from the glue and everything, so it may stick good. All right. Good enough for me for right now. 1, 2, 3, I lost count of my things. 4 and 5, and then you're going to go here. So I'm just going to stick another piece of tape, since that seemed to work just fine. Nope. Of course, it's not going to work for me now. All right, let's get the rest of these up in here. No, I'm probably going to have to hot glue those down. It's not going to stay. Just a thought. Thought that would be easy peasy, but it's not going to stay. So we may have to put just a little dab of hot glue on the lights there. Just where I have them, you know, going into each other. Not up inside or anything, but just to kind of hold that in place, because it don't want to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're supposed to be in there. Okay, and you're supposed to be right there. So we're going to have to glue you. Sorry. All right. So we're going to jam them up there. But for time's sake here, let's see. I don't want to glue. My grandson's in there playing on the computer. In case you hear someone laughing like crazy every once in a while. You know they get. All right. There we go. Just give it a good pinch. It's not too bad there. All right, let's stand these up because I just want to see them. I'm excited to see. All right. I know I got you all bent up now. There you go, guys. And then this little switch, I'm just going to hook this in the back here. You won't be able to see it if you have it up on a shelf. If you're going to set it on the table, just tuck it underneath. You really don't even need to attach it. If you're just going to have it in the center of something. I may have to get some lights up in there higher. Let's turn these on. I'm dying to see. Oh, look how sticky cute. And it's all hooked together. All right, let's shut these lights off real quick, guys. I'm so happy. I've been wanting to try this for a while now. And finally got the stuff together to do it. But isn't that cute? I'm going to shut my other light off too. Hang on, I got to walk across the room. Ta-da! Oh, how stinking cute are they? I love those. Like I said, not a big Halloween person, but this year, these guys are going out in my living room until after Halloween. So there you go. But how easy is that? Oh, I love it. All right, well, anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Sorry, I'm excited it turned out. You know, you picture things in your head. It doesn't always turn out the way you want it to. These actually did, so I'm so happy. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little project, and I'll see you guys all next time. Have a great day, everyone.